Hello again, everyone. DSP here, and welcome to another edition of DSP Tries It. DSP Tries It. Now, today, we're doing something a little different. And don't worry, it's not that it's not food, because it seems like whenever I try something on this show that's not food, it rarely works. Okay? But today, instead of doing a new food offering from some fast food place or something like that, today I decided to go back to do something that we had done about a year ago on DSP Tries It. That was a first-time try there, and it was a huge hit. What we're going to do today is we are returning to Katsu Burger. If you don't remember, Katsu Burger is a local business in my area that does burger sandwiches, but in the Katsu style. Katsu is a way to fry foods in Japan. And so they do beef, pork, chicken, tofu, and other things fried in the Katsu style as a gourmet sandwich. Last year, when I tried Katsu Burger, I tried a variation of the pork katsu that had a curry sauce. I also tried a traditional beef katsu that was called the Godzilla Attack Burger. That thing was huge. I also tried some of their nori fries, which is fries that are seasoned with some seaweed. And then I tried these little bites that were basically katsu chicken bites. Well, we're a year later. We're doing it different. We're doing all new stuff that I didn't do last time. First off, I have some dipping sauces. I believe one is called nori ranch and the other is tonkatsu sauce. So some Japanese style dipping sauces there. We've got Japanese style potato croquettes. Now, I've never had Japanese style before. I've had American style, but I don't know what Japanese style potato croquettes are like. There's a 2-pack. They're pretty big. So that's one of the sides you can get there, and I ordered that. We're going to try those. I did order some new fries. These are 12 spice fries, meaning they have a unique spice blend that they put on there. Instead of seaweed like last year, they'll actually have a different kind of flavor. So that'll be interesting to taste and test out. But in addition to that, we got 2 new sandwiches. The first oh my God. It's insanely huge. This one is called the Kana Akuma. What is the Kana Akuma? It is chicken in the Katsu style, but this is going to have all kinds of spicy ingredients, a whole bunch of jalapenos and other things that are going to make it have a spiciness to it. So chicken, I didn't try chicken last year for one of the burgers. There you go, the Kana Akuma burger. Look at the size of that. Okay. Holy moly. And then I went really weird. Okay. Miso honey tofu burger. Now, recently I've become a fan of tofu as I've had it in things like poke bowls, but I've never actually had something where tofu was the main course. This is supposed to have a honey miso sauce, among other things with it, but take a look at the size of that. These are insane. They are so huge. It's ridiculous. So I don't even know how I'm going to eat them. So I actually did bring plates today because I was like, how else am I going to eat these things? I have to put it on here and then eat it over because it's going to go everywhere. It's so huge, right? All right, cool. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. Obviously, I'm not eating all this food today. I'm going to save a lot of this for later. So I'll have some leftovers. That'll be fun. Okay. So let's begin. Let's start with some fries. Let's try these. Oh, by the way, my camera, I need to get my camera in position. My fault. I did not get my camera in position yet. Hold on. Let me do that quickly. Okay. Aha, there we go. Okay. So these are the 12 spice fries. They look like standard French fries. I mean, to be honest, they kind of look very similar to a McDonald's fry, but they're supposed to have some kind of a unique 12 spice blend. Last time the nori seaweed tasted really good. Let's see what their 12 spice blend tastes like. Here we go. Mm. Hmm. This is interesting. Let me have one more bite of them, and then I'll tell you what I think. Okay, so to be honest, they're insanely similar to McDonald's fries. Okay? They're craveable. Like, I can't stop popping them right now. Just like a McDonald's fry, you start eating them, you're like, oh man, I gotta keep going. So the 12 spice is unique. I taste like salt and savoriness, but then I taste a heat. There's actually a spiciness to it as well. So imagine a spicy fry that also has a little bit of extra flavoring. That's exactly what it is. However, I will say this, the fries themselves, the potato portion, is a little bland. McDonald's fries, I think whatever oil they cook them in, has more flavor than what this has in it. The fry is just okay, but I like the 12 spice. The 12 spice makes me want to keep eating them, okay? So that's pretty good. Now, there's a couple sauces that they have at this place. Of course, no ketchup. They're not going to give you ketchup at this place. You've either got your classic tonkatsu sauce, which is a style of Japanese barbecue sauce that's very popular with the Katsu cuisine. But then I also got nori ranch, which is a ranch dipping sauce that they put that seaweed into, so it has that seaweed flavor along with the dipping sauce. Okay? So, you might say, well, what goes better with the fries? Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm going to taste both right now. Let's find out what tastes better with the fry. First, we'll try the tonkatsu. Looks pretty thick, actually. Tonkatsus can be different. Some of them can be very thin and liquidy, and others can be thicker. I'll take a couple fries here. Yeah, this is definitely a thicker style of the tonkatsu sauce. Mmm. So tonkatsu sauce is a barbecue that has tang to it, like tanginess, but there's something else on the back end I can't even really describe. I'm not sure how to describe that sauce properly, but it definitely has a very big difference between that and American barbecue sauce. Whatever it is that they do it well. Whatever the spice that's in there, it's tasty. Mmm. Oh, wow. That's quite good. Oh, I already spilled some. Damn it. Hold on. I already spilled sauce. This is not good. This is what I get worried about when I do DSP tries it in here. We got a sauce spill on my setup. That's not good. Hopefully I wiped it up quick enough that it didn't absorb in. Ugh. Okay. That sucks. Well, maybe it's time to buy a new desk pad. I don't know. Okay. So, the tonkatsu sauce is great, but what about the nori ranch? I think we had the nori ranch last year, and I think it was outstanding, if I remember correctly. Let's take one fry and put it in there. Mmm. Dude, the nori ranch is really good. It's cool, but it actually has like a seaweed flavor. It actually accentuates the flavor of the ranch. I really like the nori ranch. So both of those dipping sauces are really good. Okay. Now, fries are fries. I want to check out these croquettes. and see what they're all about. So they're potato croquettes, but apparently there's stuff in them. I'm not sure what. So I'm going to try them out. By the way, thank you to Lance Catamaran. He gifted a sub over on Kick. Thank you to Lance for the support. All right, so first of all, they are huge. That is that's bigger than the hash brown that you get at like McDonald's. It really is. It's heavier too. It's larger and heavier than a McDonald's hash brown, and it actually has a much better color to it. If you take a look closely, it's a nice deep orange color. The camera doesn't want to autofocus, so that's great. But yeah. Look how deep orange color that is. That's nice. That's a nice looking croquette. So now, if we split the croquette, what does it look like on the inside? It looks like we got, is that a pea? I believe that's a pea. Oh, it smells pretty good. All right, first I'm gonna try it by itself. Then I'm gonna try it with sauces, but let's just try the croquette by itself. Mmm. Oh, wow. It's like mashed potatoes inside. And they're really sweet. It's like a really sweet mashed potato in this croquette. It's not bland at all. It's actually quite full of flavor. I really like the flavor. You heard that crunch? Mmm. It is very sweet. It's a sweet tasting croquette. I was not expecting sweetness with that, but it goes very well. Mmm. Wow. That's delicious. That's seriously good, that croquette. That is insanely tasty. So now, what about with the sauce? Let's try it with some of the nori ranch. That goes really well. Now let's try it with the tonkatsu. No, I don't like it with the tonkatsu. I think the tonkatsu is too tangy. I think the flavor of the ranch goes better because it's very sweet. And then this is more neutral and creamy. The croquette is absolutely delicious. I love it. Wow. I'm just going to finish it right now. Wow. Now, to be fair, because you might ask, what's the cost of that? The fries are $4. For this size, there's only one size. I'd say this is the equivalent of a large at McDonald's. So $4. And they don't charge you for the seasoning. You get them plain. You get them with sea salt, nori, or the 12 spice that I'm using right now. Okay? So $4 for that. And the croquettes are $6. And you get those two big ones. Okay? So two big croquettes. Obviously, I have a croquette left. I have fries left. I'm probably honestly not going to eat any more because I have two giant burgers to try. So I think I'm just going to go for those. All right? All right. So it is time for burger goodness. So we're going to jump into the burgers. I actually quickly asked the audience here, what do you want first? And everyone is saying to try the tofu first. They want to see if tofu katsu is tasty. So let's do it. This is the miso honey tofu burger. It's huge, as you can see. So let's do a little bit of rearranging. And actually, I'm going to close my sauces to make sure that I don't make a humongous mess here. I already had one drip. That's the most I can stand is one drip. Okay, so it's time to unveil this sucker. Look at the size of this burger. I mean, it's almost the size of the plate. It's insane. That is humongous, okay? All right, here we go. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Oh my God. It's humongous. That is large as hell. So I see a bun on top. Looks like almost like a Kaiser roll, but not sure. A whole bunch of shredded cabbage. We got this honey miso sauce on the cabbage. That is a gigantic piece of Katsu tofu. Okay. And then on the bottom, I see tomato. I see what I believe is a pickle. I see some red onion. Okay. So again, I'm not a big miso, or excuse me, I'm not a big tofu guy. Okay. I usually only eat tofu in like a poke bowl. So I have no idea what this is going to taste like. I've never had fried tofu or anything like this. This is giant. How am I even going to bite it? This is insanity. Good Lord. I mean, wish me luck here. All right, I'm going to bite it and tell you what I think. It's humongous. Okay, it's humongous. Here we go. Huh. It's mild. It's a little sweet. I think what I'm mostly tasting is the katsu coating. I didn't really taste the tofu itself. Let's keep going, see if I can get more ingredients in the next bite. Mmm. Oh, wow. That bite was incredibly flavorful. The sweet honey miso sauce is great. The onion, the sweet red onion. I got a little bit of a pickle. I definitely tasted some of the acidity of the tomato. And I tasted some katsu coating. If you want me to be honest, I don't really taste tofu at all. And I think, as I said, I think the reason is tofu is kind of flavorless. What tofu does, it absorbs the flavor of everything around it and on it. So it's just not very flavorful because it's not meant to be. If it had been marinated, it would taste like whatever it was marinated in. But this is not meant to be a super flavorful sandwich. You're eating the ingredients around it, is what you're tasting, not really the protein. Okay? Keep going. Hmm. I like it. And by the way, no, someone says it looks really dry. It's not dry. I'm telling you right now, it's not dry. It's moist because you have the cabbage, the sauce, and a bunch of very fresh veggies on the bottom. It's not a dry bite at all. It actually is full of flavor. I really like this actually. Mm. I will say this. It's predominantly sweet. Most of the flavors I'm tasting are sweet flavors. Sweet red onion, sweet honey miso sauce. That's what I'm tasting. I'm not really tasting the tofu. But again, I don't think that's the point. I think this is the as healthy as a fried katsu burger can be. I think this is the healthiest one you're going to get because this one is tofu rather than beef or pork or anything. You know what I mean? I'll take one more bite, and then obviously I want to try the chicken. But let's take one more bite of the miso honey tofu burger. Hmm. I really like the sauce. The sauce is very sweet but tangy at the same time. If you ever had a miso soup, you know that miso can be very savory, but this is definitely way more sweet than the miso that I'm used to. So that's great. That is a great sandwich. I really enjoyed this sandwich, and I actually can't wait to have more. But obviously, I can't keep going because I have another sandwich. So what I'll do, I'll take these crazy amount of onions that are on there off. I'll put them over here. I'll rewrap this guy for now. So let me put it this way, all right? I want to put it in a way that makes sense. I really like this, but at the same time, I do wish you could taste the meat, the tofu, and it doesn't really have flavor. I'm tasting breading. I'm tasting sweet sauce. I'm tasting delicious vegetables, but I'm not really tasting anything in the tofu. It's kind of bland. It's moist. It's a tasty sandwich, but it's everything else you're tasting. When you eat a sandwich, obviously, what you really want is you want the protein to be the hero of the sandwich, right? And that's not what happens with that miso sandwich. Because again, miso really is meant to absorb the flavors around it. I think it does a good job of that. But I would say, sadly, if you're looking for, wow, like uh a huge amount of flavor from the meat, the main central focus point of the burger, that's not your sandwich, okay? For the record, I want to say that was around $12 and change, that burger, but that's delivery prices. Probably in person, that's between $10 and $11 for that giant burger, just so you know. Okay? Cool. I could be wrong. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I actually think that's $13. Okay. Now, let's move this out of the way. Let's get our next one. This one will be interesting. Chicken katsu. Okay? The Kana Akuma. That's what it's called. Kana Akuma. Yes, like Akuma from Street Fighter. That's the name of this sandwich. This one is meant to be spicy. This one supposedly is going to have like a spicy mayo, but it also is going to have a bunch of jalapenos and other things on it. They're going for spice with this sandwich. Okay? All right, are we ready? Here we go. The unveiling of the Kana Akuma chicken katsu. It looks even bigger than the miso sandwich, honestly. Like, it's huge. Oh, I could smell the peppers right now. I could get a whiff of the peppers as I open this. Oh, man. Oh, man, this looks good. This looks gorgeous. It's a gorgeous sandwich. Here's what I'm going to do for you. I want you to see it as I'm seeing it. I haven't even touched it yet. Wow. Like, wow. Does that not look insanely good? That looks gourmet. That looks like something you get at a crazy high-end gourmet place. And it's really not. This place is not like a high-end gourmet place. Look at that. That is wild. Okay. So, what I'd like to do before we take a bite, we've got a loose jalapeno. And I'm curious, is this the very hot kind? Is this the tamed kind? I'm going to taste the jalapeno on its own before we eat the sandwich. Hmm. It's about somewhere in the middle. It is spicy, but it's certainly not the hottest jalapeno I've ever had. There's supposed to be a lot of jalapenos on here, so it might be pretty spicy once I start eating the sandwich, okay? So I see, again, a huge amount of the shredded cabbage on top with a spicy mayo. That orange mayo is supposed to be a spicy mayo. If you can believe it, it actually appears that the chicken katsu patty there is bigger than that miso. It actually looks larger, does it not? Jeez. All right. On the bottom, let's see what we've got. Oh, well, there is an immediate negative I do have to be honest about. It is completely soaked on the bottom, and I don't know why. I don't know what's on here, but the entire bottom of bun is wet and has actually become mushy, and that's not good. So something in this is leaking. I don't know if it's the like water from the jalapenos, but it is wet. So I see some sweet onion, I see jalapenos, and I see red tomato. And oh, see what happened? Oh man, that's what I was afraid of. Well, this one, sadly, even if it tastes good, it is going to be a hideous mess. I'm glad that I brought a bunch of napkins in here. I'm going to need them because this bun is falling apart. Okay. All right. Well, let's go for it. Let's take a bite of the Kana Akuma chicken katsu sandwich. Mm, there's a lot going on with this sandwich. It's sweet, it's spicy, it's savory, all in one bite. I got a bunch of different flavors. Awesome. Mm. This is very flavorful. I really like the flavors of this sandwich. I wish it wasn't as messy, but man, the flavors are top notch on here. Mm. So I actually think the reason the bun's wet is whatever sauce they put on it is a sweet sauce, but it's very wet. It absorbed into the bun and made it mush. But it's an incredibly sweet sauce. You get the heat of the jalapeno, but then you taste this savory chicken with the katsu breading. All those flavors work very well with each other. So flavor is great, but obviously eatability leaves something to be desired. It's very hard to eat this. It's falling apart. Every bite now it's going all over my chin because it's all wet. So, oh shit. Well, at least it didn't hit me. I caught it. It caught on the piece of paper. It didn't hit me. But yeah, this is going to be so hard to eat. Look, I only have half the bread now. Half the sandwich has no bread. Damn it. Well, I mean, how do I even eat this now? I actually don't know. Like, I could try to hold this, but again, this is like soaked. It's soaking wet. And, well, mm, it tastes great. Absolutely tastes great. Okay? I love the flavor, but I hate the mess. Like, I don't even know how do I bite this because the veggies are going to go all over my face. You know? It sucks. And there they all go. As expected, all my veggies are falling off the sandwich. It sucks. Flavor is great, but it's like almost inedible because the bread has fallen apart completely. What a disappointment. Wow. I mean, we went from amazing flavor to huge mess, and I don't know how to review it. I actually don't know how to review this. The thing I like about it is that it's all different flavors. There's heat, there's tanginess, there's sweetness. The vegetables all taste different and they all bounce off each other. Then you got the chicken that's savory. So it's way more flavor than the miso burger was. It's like a ton of flavor profiles there. The problem is I can't eat it. Dang. How disappointing. I don't even know how to go about continuing to eat the sandwich. Man, but I love the flavor. Like I want to keep eating. It's absolutely delicious. Mm. I legit can't stop eating it. It is getting hotter the more I eat because the more jalapenos. But man, it's good, but it is messy. But the flavor's outstanding. Mm. Wow. I love it. I love it. I just wish that it didn't disintegrate. So I'm thinking like, what could I have done? Cut the bun in half? Excuse me, cut the sandwich in half and separated it? I mean, it still would have absorbed the sauce into the bun no matter what. Flip the bun when I opened the package. I don't know. I'm not sure how we could have avoided this. So, FYI, they have other variations of this. They have one where it's chicken teriyaki. So it's teriyaki seasoning and a pineapple. Then they have one they call the Samurai Jack. Yes, it's based off the cartoon show. And that one has pineapple, bacon, cheese, and a bunch of other stuff. But I opted for this one because this one has the spiciness to it. And I really like these jalapenos adding spice to the sandwich. Well, we'll probably take one or two more bites, and then I think I'm going to have to call it quits. Because it's becoming increasingly hard to eat, and we almost have no bread to hold it from the bottom here. So, yeah. One or two more. Man, it's so good. I want to keep going, but okay. Hmm. Man, I think it's going to be it. I love it, but man. Well, whew. And here's the thing. If you haven't noticed, and this is rare for me when I do DSP tries it, did you notice I haven't taken a single sip of drink at all? I haven't needed it. All of this food, the sandwiches particularly, because they put so much condiments on there, that big stack of slaw, the cabbage on top, and a bunch of veggies. Basically, it's incredibly moist. You don't need to have a drink with this because your mouth is never dry. Okay? So here's the thing. I would say comparing the food I just ate, okay? That was the wrong button. Comparing the food that I just ate, I think the fries are good, okay? But honestly, not as crispy as McDonald's fries. They're better though because they have a seasoning. You know, McDonald's actually seasoned their fries. They'd probably be the bomb, but they don't. Yeah, it's very salt. Stupid. These are better because of the seasoning. Okay? The croquettes are outstanding. They're super sweet. like almost like mashed potato on the inside, and perfect for dipping. I thought that the nori ranch was perfect with those croquettes. The miso burger, which was absolutely huge, okay, was very flavorful when it came to everything on it. I could taste the sweet onion, the tomatoes acidity, some of the taste of the pickles, the actual sweet miso sauce. Absolutely delicious, gourmet flavor. Everything there was good. The one thing that didn't stand out was the tofu, which is unfortunate because that's the main part of the meal. That's the main protein of the sandwich, and it has no flavor. I don't know if maybe they could have marinated the tofu in something to give it, like, imagine if they marinated the tofu in like a soy sauce or like a seasoning that had, something. But man, it just doesn't taste that good. But the rest of the sandwich does. So, like, I love the sandwich. I would eat it again for sure. But it is unfortunate to be honest and say, yeah, the tofu really doesn't have flavor. This Kana Akuma sandwich, the chicken sandwich, is absolutely delicious. It has everything: sweetness, savoriness, spice, all the flavors that you want. But the problem is this: it turns into this when you're trying to eat it, because whatever sauce they put on the bottom of the bun disintegrates the bun. Now, I don't know if it's because there were jalapenos and the jalapenos were too wet and it made the bun soggy. I don't know if there actually was a sauce, because it tasted very sweet. The bun, when I bit into it, was like sweet on the bottom. That makes me feel like they put a sauce on there and it saturated the bun too much. So all I can say is, the one thing, if I'd eaten that fresh, if I'd eaten that right away when they had made it, then obviously the bun would have been soaked. But it got delivered. And it got delivered, so it was delivered for 20 minutes. It had that soaking into it as I ate the other food. What can you do? Right? You can't really do much else. I mean, it sucks, but it's good. I love it. I would order that again, but I would know, gotta be snappy, gotta eat it right away. I can't just let it sit there in the wrapper, because that thing turns into a soggy, sloppy mess. And by the way, for the size of those burgers, I don't think the prices are unreasonable. Like I said, that chicken sandwich, I believe, is 12 and change, but that's delivery prices. So probably in person, it's probably like 10 bucks. The miso sandwich, or the miso tofu sandwich, I should clarify, I was a little more expensive. I think it was like 13, but still, with delivery price, probably in person like 11. That's a huge sandwich. Like, it's giant. It's humongous. That's twice the size of a standard fast food burger without any actual exaggeration. That's twice the amount of food you will get with any standard fast food burger, and that's from McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, hell, Five Guys. That's not as much meat. It's not. That's just way more. Okay? So overall, I think Katsu Burger is another win. If you remember last time, I liked them as well, but man, it was very hard to eat that Godzilla burger because that thing was insanely huge. Kind of the same deal here. I'm really enjoying the food, but it's not very viable for something like this. Isn't a grab and go. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, you got to sit down and eat it because it's so big and messy. You got to eat it like right away so it doesn't go crazy. You know what I mean? It's still good. And honestly, like, I would eat any of this any day of the week. These fries are delicious. I want to eat some more because I'm pretty much done now. These are super craveable fries. They're the same little ones like McDonald's has. Mmm. The 12 spice seasoning is great. Yummy. Absolutely amazing. All right, well, I gotta stop. All right. So how would I rate everything? The fries are good, not amazing, but good. I'll give the fries a 3 out of 5. Okay? The croquettes, I believe they call them koroke, which is Korroke, I believe is how it's spelled. The koroke croquettes are very tasty, and I really like the sweet flavor. 2 of those for $6 is a little pricey. Maybe if it was like 2 for $4. So I'm going to give the koroke croquettes a 4 out of 5. Okay? The miso, honey, tofu, katsu burger. Very good flavors on all the veggies, the condiments. It all works together and it's edible. It's actually not even messy, but I do wish that the tofu had flavor and it just doesn't. It's bland tofu. They didn't do anything to kick the tofu up a notch to make it feel like it's more than just a tofu block in the middle there. I wish they did. Price-wise, it's decent. It's 13 delivery, but like I said, it's probably like a $2 upcharge, so probably 10, 11 bucks for the size of that sandwich. Not bad. I'm going to give the miso honey tofu katsu burger from Katsu Burger a 3.75 out of 5. I really like it, and I would get that again. Okay? The Kana Akuma chicken katsu burger from Katsu Burger has insanely good flavor. Huge amount of chicken, insanely good flavor of the chicken and the katsu on it. The cabbage with the cool spicy mayo, the sweet sauce that's on the bottom, the tomato, the pickles, the jalapenos, the insane amount of jalapenos on there. There's spice, there's sweet, there's savory. It all works together, and I couldn't stop eating it, except I had to because it disintegrated. So I would argue that sandwich is better, but you have to basically be ready for it. You have to be ready for it, okay? Be ready, because if you aren't, you're going to have a soggy sandwich that falls apart in your hands, and then you can't finish it, which is exactly what happened to me. But that aside, that chicken sandwich was cheaper than the tofu sandwich, if you can believe it. It was actually a few dollars cheaper, so it was around 10, 11 bucks. I give the Kana Akuma a 4.25 out of 5. I like it that much. Next time, if I ever get that again, I will eat it fast. That'll be the first thing I eat. And maybe even I'll cut it in half so I can separate it, dry it, so I know it's not absorbing all that juice. And then it would be even better. Okay? So overall, Katsu Burger is still a win. The value for your dollar is there. You're getting huge burgers, gourmet level, great presentation and ingredients, great flavor. Amazing. I really, like, seriously now, one day I got to go there in person and I got to get their giant burger. They have one that's called like the Tokyo Tower. It's like this tall. I'm serious. And it's like $30. But like, you know how crazy good that must be? All right, it's probably going to be insanely messy, but you know. Anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this edition of DSP Tries It, one of the very few times that I return to a place that I really like. DSP Tries It. Next time around, I'm not sure. We've been talking about it, and we haven't really come to a decision yet. So we will have to talk about it more over the week. It'll definitely be food. Thanks for watching DSP Tries It. I'll see you next time.